Hi, thanks for coming along. I want to just give you a quick overview of the data widget with checkout. This is our latest flavor of a data widget. So basically the data widget with checkout can be added to any web page in about 5 minutes. It sits within an iframe. It's also available as a standalone page that you can link to. So within minutes you can basically start selling mailing lists from your website, and the money can be transferred immediately into your bank account through your own merchant account. The data widget with checkout incorporates its own shopping cart and its own checkout and download. So let's get started. So basically the data widget incorporates 4 massive national databases: consumer, new homeowners, new movers, and business. If we come into the geography selection, users can basically select from anywhere in the US geographically, the whole US, any zip, city, county or state, or a radius around an address. Let's start off with a radius around an address. Remember, we're actually in the consumer database at the moment. So let's choose a location. So we'll say 100 Santa Monica Boulevard in California. You'll notice I didn't have to put in the whole address or the zip code. Immediately the system finds that address, draws a radius around it. It defaults to a 2-mile radius, and now you can see that there's 20,002 households in the National Consumer Database within the 2 miles. If I click on demography, you'll see some of the 300 demographics that are available. We can add and remove demographics for each widget that we build. So we can build you the widget that you need. So now I can basically say I don't want any apartments, and you'll notice that the data widget, the count's changing in real time with everything that I do. I don't want any PO boxes. Let's say that I only want to find people that make over 100,000 a year. There's 3,125. The prices for each database are shown on the widget. These can be configured, both with the minimum and all the quantity breaks that you wish. That's completely flexible and tailored to your data widget. The system automatically defaults to the minimum for this database, which is 1,000, and I can do a randomization. So for example, I could choose 2,500 because that's more than the minimum of 1,000 and less than the 3,125. I can also proceed and do some more demographics. So let's say, for example, I only want people who are over the age of 30 and maybe under the age of 75. So there's 2,479. So now I need to change the quantity I want because that was more than my available leads. Basically with the data widget with checkout, I can obviously come back and change my radius as well. So if I was really looking for a targeted list of say 5,000 people, I can now change the radius by nudging it up 1/10 of a mile, or I could just simply type in the radius that I want. So I'll put in 3.5 miles. So that's a little bit more than I needed. So I think I'll bring it down a little bit by 1/10 of a mile at a time. The map is fully functional, so we can zoom in. By the way, there's a new feature on the widget. Enables us to basically drag the widget center to anywhere on the map. So we're going to move it to this location here. Now you'll notice that the address has changed, kept the 3.1 mile radius, and now there's 8,018. So perfect. So let's say we want 7,500 leads. I can preview the list. So in real time the system shows me 100 records from the 7,500 that I will receive. In the preview you'll notice we anonymize the first name, the last name and the street address. Of course those details will be in the list when you buy them. So here's the demographics. We add to the preview and to the final list all the demographics that were selected. So you can see this person here is age 50 and makes between 100 and 125,000 a year, whereas the next person makes over 250,000 a year and is 49 years old. So now when I'm ready, I can just simply add this to the shopping cart, accept the licensing agreement, give the list a name. So I'll call this my Santa Monica list. And now I can add this to the shopping cart. Now I'm ready to check out, or I can add another list, or I could delete the list that I've got. I haven't logged in yet, so I can just simply come through to the checkout. So I can just basically put this in here. I've already got my login, or I could register. And now I'd pay for my list, and once I've paid for it, I can download my list directly from my widget. I can view my cart, still in there, and I can also look for the different downloads that I've already downloaded. So imagine that I've just placed my order. I can now download my list directly from the widget. So let's come back to build a list. I just want to quickly show you the business database. And again, once again, we can select that by anywhere in the country. So here, let's say we want to select this by only businesses in Phoenix, Arizona. I could do my demography. Again, there are hundreds available. Of course, we have every single SIC code, both by code and description. So I can choose, let's say, doctors of medicine. In Phoenix, Arizona, there's 2,124. And of course, I can filter on top of that any other demographics. So for example, I only might want doctors that make over $1 million a year in sales. Now that's a little bit less than my minimum. So I could change this, let's say, to Arizona. Change it to the whole state of Arizona and remove Phoenix. So now I'm ready to go, and I can basically add this. I can preview this list, and I can add it to my shopping cart. So thanks a lot for coming along to the DataWidget, particularly the DataWidget with checkout. And I'd like to give you our contact details. Just give us a call if you'd like one of these. There's no setup fees, not even a contract. Our toll-free number is 866-306-8674. Or you can give us a call on that number, or you can email us at info@leadsplease.com. Thanks again. Bye.